Today we continue theories for interpersonal communication skills. We covered many different theories about communication skills. Social group theology was one of the important communication skill theory. Today, we like to talk about relational dialectic theories. We call RDT. This theory is all about tension, conflicts between people. Okay. When we talk about conflict, tension, it's not all about negative, aspect. We also, accept the tensions between people. We can make it, we can recognize, navigate. We can make it better. The tension to positive, to build good relationships between people. That's all there is about relational dialectics theory. Okay. Introduction. This theory was developed 1980s. The sociologist who developed was done by Wesley Baxter, Barbara Montgomery in 1980s. Okay, these two people recognize the relationship is some kind of it has some kind of characters that is interplay. Relationship is interplay, interaction between people, actually between opposing tension and dialectics. Dialectics, we call it another words like logic, the reasoning. Okay, we can say dialectic as reasoning and logic. Okay, so people have opposing, simple way, different tensions, dialectics. Also, another point they emphasize is the tension dialectic is natural. It is not unavoidable. Okay. As individual, we live in the world with people, right? That means we are member of a society. We have tension between people. Also, deep inside your mind, you have also conflicts. As we look at each individuals, we also have our own tension, dialectics, as well as tensions between people, between individuals. That's what they are emphasizing about this theory. The point is that is natural, unavoidable. I'm not talking about that we have tension, that is good or bad, right or wrong. Okay, it's nothing to do with bad, good, right or wrong. Okay, they just mentioned that the tension is inherent, natural. Okay, here another explanation. Tension is not problem. Okay? I don't want you to have negative meaning of tension. Okay? Tension is people have tension, that is not a problem. That's what they say. Okay? Tension is only, the subject, only the matter that we can solve. Okay, we have to deal with. That is tension to make our relationship better. Okay, not a problem. Everybody has tensions. Another point they are mentioning is successful relationship is depend on how you can managing maintenance about tensions. Okay, the managing maintenance tension is involved acknowledging, negotiating. First, you have to know the tension between people, tension inside of yourself. And then we need to negotiate between tensions. That's the maintenance. Okay, key concepts of relational dialectic theories. Okay, dialectic tensions. Dialectic means reasoning, logic. Okay, people have their own reasoning. People have their own dialectics. That means people have their own logics. Okay, for example, right here, autonomy, connection. Okay, that means autonomy dash connect. There are tensions between autonomy and connection. You have tension on your own. That means autonomy means you pursue your individual space and time. Okay, that's autonomy. Alright? And then connection means you have at the same time as well as you have desire to be with someone else. Right? When you look at yourself, I want my own time and space. Sometimes I want to be alone. I have to think about myself. I have to think about my future, right? You need that time and space. That's autonomy. As well as also you have connection. That means desire to be connected to someone else's. You have desire to be with your friend, right? You can exchange ideas, thoughts, hobbies, interests with your friends. So you have two tensions. One tension between autonomy and connection. So this theory says you have to know what the tension is. Tension is between autonomy and connection. then you have to manage your tensions. Okay, that's one aspect of tensions we have. Let's say when we look at the couples, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, sometimes we have a struggle, argument with finding balance between spending quality time with your husband or wife, and then as well as you have another desire to maintain your own space and time, your own needs and your own pursuit. That's example of autonomy and connection. More example like sometimes even with my wife, I wanna be alone. Sometimes when I have time, free time, I like to be alone. Okay, I don't wanna be bothered by someone else, even my wife. That's my autonomy, okay? But most of the time, my wife, when she has free time, she wanna be with me, okay? She likes to watch TV with me. She likes to watch a movie with me, right? So that's the conflict between my autonomy. I want to be alone. I don't want to be bothered by someone else, even my wife. And another situation, my wife always like to connect to me, right? She like to enjoy her time and space always with me. So that is conflict, tension between my wife and me. That might be example of autonomy and connection. Okay, another example, novelty, predictability. Okay, people always have those aspects too. Okay, novelty is pursuing new things, pursue to change, about environment surrounding. Novelty means, another word, change, hoping new, that is novelty. And then predictably, in this theory, expecting things the way, expecting things same as your actions, your lifestyle as before, right? You like to continue same lifestyle in the future. That's the predictability. Okay, so people have tensions between pursuing news, changes. At the same time, they want to keep their lifestyle same. The way they live, how they live, same. That's what they want to keep. That's predictable. So, tension is between desire for excitement, change, that is novelty. Okay? As well as predictably is desire, needs for stability, same lifestyle, not changing the environment, even yourself. That's stability. In another word, there could be a routine. Same things over and over again. That's routine, right? More, hopefully, you want to keep your lifestyle in the future same. That's predictably. So tension is between people always, most people have those things too. Novelty and predictability. Example could be this. Couples, husband and wife, they may experience tensions. Okay, my wife always has desire to make everything same, like past, present, future. She doesn't want to change many things, even her lifestyle. She want to keep her lifestyle always same. She doesn't even change job. She works at the bank almost 26 years. She doesn't even change her job, her lifestyle. That's the predictability. But as well as, for me, I change many things. I always seeking, looking for anything new. That's my desire. So conflict, tension is built about changing, seeking new, and the way life, my wife wanna keep same, even her job. So that's the conflict between my desire to change, my wife's desire keep same, keep making everything routine. That's the tension. Okay, another key concept for dialectic theory is integration and management. Okay, that's not hard word. Integration is we have to admit, accept the way we live based on the tensions people have. So if while people have dialectic tensions, that is present, ever present, means it cannot be it cannot be avoided. People have naturally tension. That's the integration. And then, as well as, even though we have tension, naturally, people like to have recognized the tensions, and then they like to respond those tensions and manage maintenance eventually those tensions. That's integration and management. So if we have good skill to manage our tension, that leads to make good quality relationships. You have skill to manage maintenance tension between people. The result is you build good relationship between people. Okay, integration. We'd like to go more deeply about integration. Integration involves finding balance between opposing forces. Like opposing forces means the tension between autonomy and connection, right? Another tension is novelty and predictability. So you have to have skill to balance those opposing forces. That's the integration. This is all about integration, means all about managing the tensions in a way both both you and your husband, you and your wife, both satisfaction. That is managing. Integration means you recognize, you find, you have to have balance between tensions, and then you need to manage the tensions. That's the integration. Okay, another example, autonomy between and connection. So integration, that is involved, negotiate the time for individual pursuit, as well as connection. They like to share the ideas, activities, lifestyle. That is negotiation. Okay, let's say I'm gonna make example. Okay, integration is balancing. Balancing is negotiation between tension. Okay, let's say me and my wife, when I have free time, I always wanna be alone. I wanna watch movie alone. I wanna listen to music alone, right? That's my autonomy, my character. But as well as my wife she also has desire. When she have free time, she like to connect it with me. Okay, she like to watch movie with me. She always like to talk, anything with me. That's tension, conflicts between those characters, right? So, if you want to make good relationship, you have to know your own interest, your own desire, as well as you have to know your wife, husband's desire to. So balance means you have to make balance. Me, I cannot always spend my time on my own, right? I have to try. I have to spend time with my wife, little bit of my free time. Also, at my wife's side, she has desire to be with me, but for her, she also has to, give time to me that I can be alone. Okay, that's the negotiation. She also has to know her desire to and my desire to. So balance means negotiation. Okay, right here, I always, anything individual, but my wife, she always look for anything to be shared with me. That's complete tension between them. So we have to deal with, we have to negotiate. Before that, we have to know what our own, me and my wife desires to do, to be something. Okay, management. Actually, that is kind of communication skills management. Okay, that is involved strategy. Okay, you have to plan. You have to have kind of fixed process that is strategy, right? That's actually communication skill techniques. So with these techniques, people like to deal with their own tensions and with their, partners, with anyone. So that is involving the efforts. You invest your time and your desire, your actions to handle, to resolve the conflicts. Sometimes it is, even more with contradictions. So the example that explains the management is, people also have tension between express protective. Okay, express protective tension. I can say, my character is like, I am very sensitive about my personal information. Okay, I don't want to give my email, my phone number, my address to anyone else. I want to be very, I want to keep those information very private, sometimes like secrecy, but anything, when I do anything involved with people and actions, any changing of ideas, I want to keep my personal information secure. Okay, that's my desire. In another word, that is protective. But some people have open, mind, open to anything they are involved in. They rarely think, keeping personal information is important. They just handle their personal information like normally any other people handles. They don't give more values, keeping privacy, keeping personal information secure. That's their desire. So conflict means open versus protective. Let's say, example, I have both two aspects, open and protect. Let's say, when I talk with my friend about my past time that I experienced, in my experience, there was good experience too, as well as bad experience too, right? Sometimes I have to think about experience because maybe disclosure, I open, I tell my past experience to my friend. Maybe they might be making, those bad experience fun of me, mocking me. I'm kind of afraid of, people mocking me. That's why, I don't want to say the experience that I have really bad time. Also, another desire, I have, let's say I have good experience in the past time, right? So nobody can blame about my experience. So, I open, I tell the story, experience that I had long time ago. So tension between telling the experience or not telling experience, my own past experience. That's the tension. So in other words, open and protective. You have tension between those two. Okay, to have better communication with people, you have to have skills, techniques. One of them is open communication. You have to have mindset to be honest, to tell truth always. That's open communication. That means you encouraging open, honest communication. That is very crucial. About navigating, recognizing the tensions. More expression, recognizing, addressing the tension means in open communication, that is involving you express your own feelings, your own desire, your own concern in open mind, transparently. You see through, you don't have any, blockage, any screens between you and others to communicate. Even you have layers between you and people, but that layer is clear. You can see through that layer because it is clear. That is open mind, open communication. So example could be, with between partners, me and my wife, we have to discuss things in very open mind. When you discuss really serious things, you have to, show your feelings, your desires, your concern, without hiding anything behind. That's transparency. Also, open communication means you share your perspectives, how you can balance this conflict needs. Let's say the example that I mentioned earlier, autonomy and connection, right? Autonomy, that's my desire. I want to be alone always, as well as my wife has desire to be connected with me. So you have to give balance those two conflict tensions, conflict needs between my own needs, my own desire, and my wife's needs, my wife's desire. That's all about a balance, negotiating, recognizing. I give up my own desire. Also, at the same time, my wife, she needs to give up her desire too. That's the balance. Okay, negotiation. Negotiations that is involving you need to find the compromise, mutual agreement. Okay, negotiation between me and my wife. We cannot, between me and my wife, we cannot pursue, 100% my own desire, right? I have to respect my own desire too, as well as I need to respect my wife's desire. So at that situation, negotiation is involving. Negotiation comes always with compromise. You have to make kind of agreement between me and my wife, you and your husband, you and your wife. That's compromise. In other words, you have to give up a little bit of your desire Also, your husband and my wife, they need to give up their own desire and needs. That's the compromise. You have to find midways. Also, the compromise always comes with mutual agreement. You have to make agreement, you and your partner. It could be applied to anything. You and your friend, you and your co-worker, you and between friends. When we have conflict between people, you have to navigate. Then we need to negotiate. Negotiate comes with always compromise, agreement. Compromise, you have to give up some of your own desire. Others, they also need to give up their own desire to find midways. And then, agreement, they can both party satisfy. That is mutual agreement. Also, compromise means not only giving up your own desire or other people's desire, as well as you need to find out the common ground. In another word, you need to find something in common. Something we both, you and your partner, share together. That is something in common. That's common ground. So let's say we can make agreement. Couple negotiate the schedule that allows both share activities. So that is resolved between autonomy and connection. So example, she my wife like to take a walk every day. When she off the work, then we have dinner. I always stay at home, but my wife, she need to take a walk around neighbor. So negotiations means I like to share my interest for being alone to my wife. I need to spend time and efforts to be with her desire. So, I take a walk the neighborhood with my wife. She usually takes 1 hour take walk, but I don't like to spend that time. So I can say to my wife, honey, I wanna take a rest at home, but if you wanna take a walk with me, what about we can take we can spend 30 minutes. That's the negotiation. That's the balance between autonomy and connection. Autonomy means time and space on my own, right? Connection means to be with someone else. So we can make balance, being alone being with someone else. Okay, another communication strategy for relational dialectic theories. Actually, the emphasis on this theory is resolving the conflicts, tensions, right? Another skill that we need to know is reframing. Okay, reframing means you have to change your own perspective. You have to give little bit of room for others' perspectives. That's reframing. Okay, let's apply to me and my wife's story. Okay, my wife's perspective, she think taking a walk is very good for, our healthy, because we are getting old now, right? So she keeps taking a walk 1 hour every day. She has, high value on that physical activity. But me, I don't give many, values for physical activities. I just, want to be alone, right? So, my perspective is being alone is more important than activity with my wife. My wife's side, activity with me is more important than anything else. That's her perspectives. We cannot keep our perspective at the same time. My wife, she cannot keep her perspective. Both me and wife, we have to give little bit of room to accept other perspectives. That's reframing. So maybe I can think, and my wife's perspective, yes, maybe, yeah, she can have more barriers for, physical activity. Yeah, I accept that idea is good. Yeah, I respect that idea too. And that is giving a room, think as her own perspectives. That's reframe. Same applies to my wife too. Validation. Also, good communication strategy involves validation. Validation is simply accepting, simply acknowledging. Okay, my perspective, I acknowledge my wife's desire, then I accept that desire too. I recognize, okay? Let's say, I cannot, okay, my wife think physical activity after, get off of work and then after the dinner. She has high values on physical activity. Validation means I recognize, I accept that value. She gives high values on physical activity. That's another example of validation. I recognize my wife's needs, my wife's desire. I don't deny it, okay? I accept. My wife's desire, my wife's needs. That is validation. Example, partners, husband and wife, we validate each other's desire, needs, thoughts, ideas, even perspectives. We give value. We don't deny others' perspective, ideas, thoughts, needs, desire. That's the validation. So we have to recognize their own desires, etc. Okay, another key concept for relational dialectic theory we like to talk about now is reaffirmation of core value. That is involving reaffirmation of core value is reminding each other's, me, my wife's core value. And my wife's side, she reaffirmation of my core value. That is reaffirmation. That means we recognize, we accept our values that is common between me and my wife. Let's say another example, my wife gives more core value, more values about her physical activities, right? That's her core value. She put higher value on physical activity. But as well as me, I give higher core value about time and space being alone. I don't want to be bothered by someone else, even my wife. That's my core value. So reminding means we don't deny, we recognize. We also reassure each other's core value. That is reminding, in another word, reaffirmation. Okay, another communication strategy, meta communications. Okay, meta communications is this communication strategy So when we talk about meta communication, to negotiate, resolve, recognize, accept the tensions between people. When we talk about meta communication, that is, we recognize and also accept our own communication skill. I have my own communication skill, right? And then at the same time, my wife, she has her own communication style. Let's say most of the time, I talk directly. When I need something, when I ask something, I talk directly. That's my communication skill. Honey, I'm hungry. Can you give me some meals for dinner? That's my communication skill. But same situation, my wife talks differently. She uses indirect communication skill. When she is hungry, she doesn't say, I'm hungry, I want to have dinner. She doesn't say it like that. She always asks someone else. I have one son and one daughter. Okay, my son name is Brian, daughter is Hannah. When she is hungry, she always asks my son, hey Brian, are you hungry? Is it time for dinner? That's what she said. That's indirect communication. So reaffirmation means we meet, know, recognize, accept the communication skill between each other. We don't keep our own communication style is right. Okay? So we have to negotiate. Sometimes when my wife talk indirectly, I don't understand the true meaning of her needs, her desire. Right? Most Korean husband feels same way as me. But at the same time, my wife always talks. She talks, many times. But she always complains. Honey, you don't know what I want always. That's what she said to me. Yeah. That's because people have different communication, they use different communication type, different communication skill. So, meta communication means we have to also recognize each other's communication. We have to deal with it. So you can talk to your wife, my wife, hey honey, I want more, I want message received more understandable, more directly. Can you, if you need anything, if you have, any desire to do, any activity, just tell me what you want. That's what I'm saying. Okay? Also, my wife asked me too, honey, you always talk directly. Sometimes that hurts my feeling. That's what she's saying. So I need to change a little bit of my communication style. That's, negotiation. Meta communication. My wife, she also needs to change her communication style, as well as I need to negotiate my own communication style to communicate each other between me and my wife better. That's meta communication. Okay, another key concept for communication strategy. Now we talk about temporal separation. Okay, temporal means time. Okay, not a space. All right, temporal means time, hour. Sometimes me and my wife, temporal separation helps building more, quality relationship, me and my wife. Okay, temporal separation means, we have to give each other, time, their times, their space. So, emotionally, ideally, we are not separate. We just give, time and space from my wife. Also, my wife give me time and space too. Okay, there's study. Okay, this is not applied to everybody, right? Some couples, husband and wife, they share same bed, that big, queen size bed. Some people have more struggle when they use. They always stick together. But another couple, they have, more quality relationship between when they sleep separately. They sleep in same room, but they share their own each other's bed. I have my own bed. My wife has her, own bed. I just remember that I saw some articles about, sleeping in habits, behavior. So, temporal separation means that we give time and space that each partner can spend their own desired way. That's time and temporal separation. Okay, good example. Okay, we sometimes we have argument, right? We could make argument. Sometimes nothing serious. It starts from just a simple opinions. Eventually we experience that argument escalate more seriously, right? So when we have argument, you have to think, we need temporal separation. When the argument escalate, higher tension, we just, okay, hold on honey, let's take a break. Then, for each other, they need to spend their own time, their own space separately. So, we experience many those things. That is really good, right? So, temporal separation means the heat coming from the argument, we can cool it down. Yeah, that's because we take temporal separation. Okay, another key concept for relational dialectic theory. Uh, that's sub-chapter communication strategy. Another communication skill we need to equip with humor. Yeah, humor, works good results when we have argument or any other conversations, any other interactions between people, right? So using humor can be very helpful for your communication strategy. So that means you make the mood not seriously, make it little enjoyable mood, little light mood. When you give some joke, humor. So when you give humor, it prevents the situation that you might escalate the tension more seriously, right? So at that situation, you use your humor. You can cool off that situation. You can diffuse, serious tension and conflicts. It's because you use humor. That is very important communication skill. So, husband and wife, they use humor very often. That helps true quality relationship building. Sometimes that helps a lot for the argument to be resolved, to prevent higher escalating, more serious argument. Yeah, so this is last slide of dialectic theories. Okay, give brief explanation, brief summary. Okay, when we talk about relational dialectic theories, okay, everybody has any level of tensions. You have your own tension. Let's say autonomy and connection. Sometimes you have feeling you want to be alone, right? As well as you have feeling and desire to be connected, to be someone else. That's the conflict, tension between. Okay, even though I live with my wife, right? But sometimes I have feeling, I have desire. I want my own time and space. I want to be alone because I need to think about myself. I need to think about my future. I need to think about my work. Yeah. So, I have many issues about my life. So I want more separate time and space. But my wife, no. She needs time and space always with me. That's her desire, that's her feelings. So, conflict means you have tension on your own, okay? You want to be someone else, you want to be alone. That's inside of yourself. also tension between strong desire, strong feeling. I mean, I want to be alone, that's my strong desire. But my wife, she has a strong desire, feeling, characters. I want to be with me. So, tension means your own tension. Also, tension means you and any other people, even your husband and your wife, your boyfriend and your girlfriend. Then tension, in this theory, tension is not problem, okay? Once you have tension between people, most people think, oh, that is problem. No, it's not problem, because that is natural. Because I have my own tension inside myself, right? I want to do something. At the same time, I want to do another thing. That's tension between things that I like to do. So that is natural. Also, tension between people, that is also another natural. The important thing is we have to recognize, we have to navigate what the tension is like. So to do this better, you will have to recognize your partners, your friends, your wife's desire, feeling, needs, sometimes the perspective, point of views. Then you have to balance between those two things. Okay, balance means, I want my own time. I have strong autonomy. But my wife, she always connects. She has a strong connection. So balance means I have a little bit of a room to accept my wife's desire to be connected. At the same time, my wife, she also have to give up her own and make room to accept my autonomy. So, my wife likes to take walk after dinner, but me, I like to spend time on my own. I do computer. I don't go out with my wife for taking a walk. So balance means I accept her desire. So she takes 1 hour, take a walk around the neighborhood. So I say to my wife, honey, not an hour. Can you do 30 minutes? I can walk with you. That's the balance. I give up my own autonomy, desire, and also make room to accept her desire. At the same time, my wife, she also takes those two steps. She give up her own desire, taking 1 hour, work. So she give up 30 minutes. Okay, honey, yeah, let's do 30 minutes, taking a walk around neighbor. She give up her own desire, feelings, needs, also accept my desire, my needs too. So that's the balance. That is very important. This is all about relational dialectic theories. People always have tension. We have to recognize, we have to navigate, we have to make balance. That's all about relational dialectic theories. Okay, let's go briefly another theories. Okay, maybe next week go over. Okay, this is not, just know that, this is also another important theories, but not it's not hard to understand. Okay, another communication theory is for media richness theory. Okay, in this theory, media richness theory is communication theory that is developed by Richard Deft, Robert H. Lango in 1980s. Okay, this is simple. There are many different, communication media, like, communication media, like now we live in digital era, right? We have social media, Kakao, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Messenger, whatever, many communication media. In this theory, they say these different communication media have different ability to communicate better. Some situation, okay, in this room, me and student, we communicate each other, right, with knowledge. So communication, the good communication media is face-to-face communication, right? That is the best communication media. We cannot use Kakao each other, communicate, right, in this classroom. That's what this theory says. So for certain situations, there are some type of communication media that has ability to communicate better. That is all about communication richness theory. So, others is very simple. Communication media can be, classified by their, richness communication media. Right? Let's say, okay, radio station and television station, they have different richness, right? Okay, radio station, we just use, the voices, sound, right? That means low richness compared to television. So television communication, that is another media that has higher richness because that delivers sound, language, voices, at the same time visual communicate, right? So that has more richness about their different communicating media. Richness means ability. Okay. There are always rich communication media, but important, people have different communication situations, right? So you need to find which one is better to communicate, to use communicating media. For New Year's presidential address, which could be the best ability to communicate. That's television, right? You cannot do face-to-face New Year's address, right? To give speech to people. So television is the best richness media. For example, that I mentioned earlier, in this classroom, what is the best media to communicate? Not a television, not a TV, now a social messenger, just face to face is best communicating media. That's all about media richness theory. Okay. Yes, I think that's hi. Yeah, that's all about today's class. Next week, I'd like to go over more about media richness theory. That is very short. Okay, I just need to do just two. Two more slides. Then we go more slide with communication accommodation theory briefly, but almost the same as media richness theories. Then we can go over to network individualism. Okay, then I think we can finish maybe next week all the theories about communication skill. Then we can go about the relationships. Okay. All right. So today, I think that's all about. Any questions? Anything you want to say? Okay. Yeah. Let's wrap up. Yeah. Today. Okay. Thank you, and see you next week. Thank you so much.